Hello, my name is John Diorio, and today I'll be speaking about a media literacy initiative for the district. What is media literacy? NAMLE, formerly known as AMLA, defines media literacy as seeking to consist of a series of communication competencies, including the ability to access, analyze, evaluate, and communicate information in a variety of forms, including print and non-print messages. Interdisciplinary by nature, media literacy represents a necessary, inevitable, and realistic response to the complex, ever-changing electronic environment and communication cornucopia that surrounds us. Media literacy refers to an abstract set of tools and principles that will enable consumers, and in our case, students, to better navigate the saturated media environment in contemporary America. The Center for Media Literacy outlines core concepts and questions for becoming media literate. It provides students with the context and vocabulary that enables students to analyze the media content. First, we begin with authorship. Who created this? All messages are constructed in this way. They all have a creator. They come from somewhere, leading us to the concept of format, begging the question, how does it grab your attention? The main concept being that media messages are constructed with intent, creatively for a reason, to attain a certain result. Third, we have the audience. How do I understand it? How do others understand it? Media is inherently experienced differently by different people. What kind of messages is the media trying to send? What is the content trying to say? Leading us to the concept that media messages present values and ideas of that may espouse a certain worldview or an interpretation or analysis of an event. Lastly, we have purpose. Why was this message created and sent? Who benefits from it? Concept being that media messages serve goals such as profit or power. Companies, such as certain news outlets, have parent companies that profit from espousing a certain worldview or certain ideas. Benefits of media literacy. The framework above can lead to benefits for the students. Media literacy has a direct influence on the soft skills educators seek to develop in students. Knowing the benefits of media literacy allows educators to tailor content and technology in a way that promotes responsible consumption, critical thinking, and engagement with opposing viewpoints. Teachers can do this through media integration and relevant differentiation of instruction. In addition to this, Fresno State highlights its influence on collaborative skills and critical thinking. Critical thinking. It's broadly applicable in our lessons as educators and later life and for the students. I've linked a TED Talk that highlights this pretty well. I'm going to skip to a certain segment.
What if you could get rid of your kitchen garbage at the push of a button?
As a media literacy educator, I get to travel the country, teaching students, teachers, and parents how to deconstruct.
All right. And just to elaborate, the host of the video goes on, she highlights subtext and the messages and how they could be interpreted differently. For example, a little girl with her mom in an ad. Is she shopping for shoes? Is she doing something else? Or is the company saying girls should do this or something to that effect? That's what she says in the video. She says there's an untold story behind every piece of media. And discussing that as a class engenders critical thinking. Part of being a good steward involves responsible consumption. To promote this, I advise an interdisciplinary approach where media and technology are woven into traditional lessons. In doing so, teachers are able to present both the consumer and producer perspective, and thus promote ethical and culturally proficient content creation. For example, if someone were to create a YouTube video or something about their trip to Mexico, they wouldn't go around in a sombrero, a fake mustache, shaking maracas. That would be quite offensive. Another crucial component of media responsibility is being able to discern the credibility of a source. In today's highly saturated and polarized media environment, it's a crucial skill to have. For example, you may not be able to believe everything you see on Facebook, but an academic journal where you can see sources and where they're coming from or a specific study are much more reliable. And then as students go on in their education, they'll be able to learn about primary and secondary sources and differentiating between the two and how and where to use them. As for instruction for media literacy, I think it's important, as always, for educators to present relevant, culturally proficient lessons. In doing so, media integration is crucial. Videos, elements of technology, hands-on approach if possible, whether it be a smartboard activity or actually playing around with media equipment or learning how to use a video camera or some type of editing software would be quite beneficial to the students, both to learn a skill and to become more conscientious media consumers. And the upcoming activities highlight some of that. Furthermore, we have the Media Studies Triangle, which provides additional context for students in a visual manner, and it allows them to make inferences based on evidence and questions. On one side, you have texts, and it provides codes, values, what ideas are presented or supported. On the bottom of the triangle, you have production, who profits from the media, how are they going about putting it out, the logistics of all of that. And then on the other side, you have the audience and who are they targeting? What are they saying? All of this has media message meaning. As for in the classroom, there's a couple activities that I included that I think might be relevant for growing in media literacy. For this one, students will be presented with several famous logos and their brands, for example, Apple, Taco Bell, Visa, Shell, Sprite. And they'll be asked to look at them. What are their colors? What do you think the message sends? Who are they talking to? What are they trying to get done? What are the goals? And in doing so, you'll be critically thinking in a fun way. And they'll be able to familiarize themselves with what kind of colors, meaning, and things to that effect. And they'll be able to sit in their groups and discuss as a class, and I would like them to partner up in this activity and see what they can think about or analyze based on the brands they have. Secondly, I would like to do a couple of variations of character study. First, I think a Venn diagram where students would partner up either in 2s or in 4s and complete a Venn diagram comparing 2 different characters from a certain media. For example, if the high school students were reading Lord of the Rings, they might compare Frodo and Sam. students would be able to discuss and come up with different ideas about how they're portrayed in the media. Second variation would be if students would pair off and discuss 3 specific traits from 2 characters in a specific media, but not so much in a compare and contrast manner. And I think that would be more framed as a guided discussion in terms of getting students' brains moving and getting them to come to conclusions themselves. To wrap things up, I just want to say that media literacy is crucial in today's environment in terms in not only in the classroom but as in home, given the saturation, and it's crucial in development for soft skills. I also think that a comprehensive district plan that involves administration, teachers, and students and families would be of great benefit to the students, because not only do I think the parents could benefit from the students would benefit from being media literate, I think the parents would be able to connect better with their children and benefit from being more media literate. And not only that, it can be incorporated through several aspects of the curriculum. All right, here are my references that I used in this presentation. Thank you for listening.